Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial on the Nutcracker metal die set I received from Diva Designs. You could find this die set at scrapdivadesigns.com and get a 10% discount using Prismatic10. All the details are listed in the description box below. Let's get started. So I made this nutcracker and I decided to add some teeth. It doesn't come with the teeth. The teeth came from this other metal die set from Scrap Diva Designs. It's called the Mr. Nutcracker Cake. And here is the teeth here. And I cut it out and backed it with foam. And what I did was I just cut off one side, one column of teeth because it was a little bit too wide for this nutcracker metal die set. So that's what I did. And later on I'm going to draw some lines to make the teeth more distinct. So that's what I did here. I drew some black lines, one line down here and one line down there to make the teeth look more pronounced. So yeah, and I'm gonna show you how to make it like slide, the melt slide open and closed. And I thought this was really representing the nutcracker. And I fur on the side here, some fur that I found at my local crafts dollar store. They have a lot of craft supplies there. And I added this goatee beneath the mouth. And yeah, what I did was I started off with what we only need is just this inner part of the outline where it shows this shoulder part. So I'm just using this die and no other. So I cut it out 2 times using 110 cardstock to make it sturdy for like this nutcracker puppet that I did. And that's how I control the movements with this handmade fur. This fur here, I cut it out from this fur roll. It's quite a lot of fur. And so I stamped it out in the beginning like this. And then the shape comes out like this, and then the head, I placed it on top of the fur, and then I put it in my metal die machine, and this comes out. And so here we got one side of the hair, the right side of the hair, and then next we're going to pull it out and we have the left side of the hair, right, this, and then we don't need this part of the hair. And I also made a diagram. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this one whole piece has a lot of components, parts to it. So I should put this in a piece of plain paper, but anyways, I've written down what each part is. So like if you're deciding to make several, or you're deciding to make it some other time, you would have this quick reference. So this one I've written boot right beside her. So this is the boot, which is like the bottom part here, this boot here. And these two are the boot bottoms. So it's just these 2 boot bottoms, which is like this. And this part is the trim on the crown. So it's this piece here, and it'll go right here on the crown. And here I've written belt. So this long strip is for the belt, which is right here. And this part is the belt clasp. I've written it there, so it goes in the middle of the belt. And here's the other side of the boot. And let's see what I've written here. It says collar, but I didn't use this, but you could make it as like the neckline at the bottom of this teeth that is hidden. And these two pieces are the trim on top of the shoulder pads, which are these two here. And finally, these two bottom pieces are hands, so they're like here and here, which is like I've already pre-cut them out here and here. So that's what this piece is. I flip this over, I have this piece here, and I just traced it on the paper, and then I placed it here, and I've written some like what these pieces of these sections are representing. So this part here is the ball ornament on top of the hat, which is showing here. I made it gold. And then these two pieces on the left top side is the top boot trim, and it's right here, and I made them gold. So I written gold there. And then these four little small circles are buttons details, and they're right down here. And I cut them out twice, so one for each side of the boot. And then these four bigger circles are the ball ornaments on the crown, and I also made them gold, and they're right on top of here. Finally, we have these two cuffs at the end of the sleeves, which are here and here. So this is a diagram of what each part represents. For this piece that I was talking about, I used the foam, and I punched out one whole entire template onto the foam, and I've decorated it with gold. And these were like really tiny, so I just left it. I didn't use these foams for the boot buttons because they were just, that's what I did. I just glued pieces of the colored paper on top of the foam, cutting this on the colored paper. And for the eyes on the face, I decided to make it look like, you know, when it's crunching on a nut, like, you know how your eyes, like maybe one of your eyes squint, like, I don't know, sometimes my eyes do that, like when I try to, like, you know, open a jar, or like, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I made some nuts here, so it's like, it's kind of cute. You could even draw the nut in here, like you can draw a nut, because like this is like kind of raised, so it's kind of blocking the track so it doesn't close the mouth all the way. But you can draw the nut in there, or you can draw a ton. And I decided to make the background pink. You can make the background here black. It's all up to you. So yeah. So yeah, the eye is, one eye is like squinting, and then the other eye, I use this pearl bead, and it's like black. And so that face, the face here is, I cut it out with white pieces of paper, and the eyebrows I backed it with foam, and the mustache here I also backed it with foam, and this nose I also backed it with foam. And the main face, I did not back it up with foam. I just used plain colored paper right here. And here's the beard. I cut it out, but it's not exactly the shape of like a upside down triangle here. Maybe I might want to make it like maybe more rectangle for this shape. So it has like a variety of shapes, like every nutcracker looks different. So yeah, play around with the different shapes. And the eyes, It doesn't exactly have to be in the same spot. Yeah, so it'll all look different, you know. Yeah, and you might want to make it like a little bit shorter. The length is all up to you, but I don't want it covering the belt, so I might cut it a little bit shorter like this, so it doesn't cover the belt. Yeah, something like that. And the pant legs, I would cut out whatever piece of like whatever color you want, and that leg piece is right here. And the body, I would cut out a colored piece of paper with this body here that shows the shoulder pads, and also this inner part of the body I backed it with foam so it looks more popped out, the body in the middle, and that's this one here. And the narrow side goes on the top, and the wider part is at the bottom. The crown here, I backed this with a foam, so it's like this color, and it has foam at the back. And the crown is right here. I have it here, and I cut out one piece, and I backed it also with a foam, so it's more dimensional. And you can see in my sample here, there's like colors. You don't necessarily have to add these on. I just added on. And how I did that was I cut out 2 pieces of colored paper on this using this crown metal die. And so I have 2. And then what I did was I placed the piece of paper on top of the template, and I turned it around, and then you see the outline here, I traced it with a pencil, and so I cut it out, and it comes out like this for the pink one. And I also drew a line in the middle here, and the middle here, and the middle here, where the bottom dips downwards, the curve. So I drew a line with the pencil. And so now you remove it like this, and I would cut wherever I traced. So yeah, you don't have to do this. This is just like more decorations and details there. And I align both of them. So this is the preferred pattern. So I line them both up like this, and then I would cut the pieces like this where the middle is. There. Now you decide which one, like alternating colors, so you decide where each piece would go. So I think I will make this pink this time on that side. So what I would do is take the pink one, and then it'll be green, so then the green one, and then the pink one like this. Oh, where's the pink one? Oh, here it is. It's camouflaged. And then the green one. And the rest is like, you could save it for another nutcracker. Like that. And this would go on top of this crown, this gold crown part with the 4 balls. So let's glue that on top. Okay, and we'll put the trim on. Then we'll glue this crown on top of the hat, white hat part. Press on it. And the 4 circles are these bigger circles, so let's pop these out. And we'll glue them on top of the gold crown. There, oh, and the top of this hat has a big gold ball. There, we're done the hat. Do the base body here, this whole nutcracker. We'll glue this whole nutcracker first. Glue the 2 pieces together. And then this body part. Glue it onto the outline of the body like this, and then this middle part I've shaded it with distress ink on the sides. Okay, and we'll glue that on like this. Yep. Oh, and the pants. Glue the pants. Oh, it's this side. And this side. Okay. There. And we can do the boots. So this piece. And this piece. The bases of the boot that has a bump. And the other side. And the 4 buttons on the boot. Let's glue those. They're super tiny. And I think, yeah, it's just very tiny. Here's the other one. I thought I lost it. Okay. Here's the other 4 pieces of buttons. There. And let's glue the arms or the hands. It should go right to the bottom. And the cuffs are next. And you know which side is the side that goes upwards a bit more than the other side is where you would place it on the outer side. So this upper piece is jutting out, so it'll be on the outer side of the hand of this arm. That's how you would tell. And ideally it should cover the arm a bit, I mean the hand, like this. See my first prototype, it's like the hands weren't all the way down, so yeah, I noticed that. Okay, so let's see what's next. The shoulder pads, which are here. And the belt. Place it slightly above where the cuff sleeves are, and finally this clasp, the belt buckle part. Goes in the middle lengthwise, like this. Well, yeah, you could do it vertical. Yeah. Yeah, that's art. Art could be anything. Yeah. Now we have, what's this? Oh, this is like the top of the boot. Let's try to pop these out. It's the trim on top of the boot. Okay, we can throw this out. Glue these on. Did I put enough glue on this one? Keeps getting loose. Okay, press down on it. Okay, we're like halfway done almost for the nutcracker. And now we have the face, which I think is the most difficult because the parts are really tiny. And let's shade this face a bit. I'm using this really useful color, Vintage Photo, Tim Holtz Distress Ink. And let's cut the neck where there's a line. There. And we're also going to cut the head so that it can move. Or if you don't want to do that part, you don't need to do the puppet part, but I'm gonna demonstrate the puppet part too, so I'm cutting the head. If you decide you don't want to do the puppet, don't cut the head. So cut it where the hair ends and leave the neck part to where it connects to the body. And we're gonna glue the part of the neck that we just cut off onto this white layered piece like that. I'm gonna glue the face. Put the head where you want it to be, and this is the middle. Like that. And then we have the hair. And let's shade the nose as well. And we're gonna draw the lines on the teeth so it's more pronounced. Straight line going down this way and another straight line going down this way. I'm using a 0.3 mm Pentel pen. And let's cut this through the middle. So one is going to be on top and the other one is going to be at the bottom. And we're going to have the teeth really close to the bottom. And then this teeth will be glued right here. Like this. It's going to be like that. And then you have the two mustache. The ends are pointing upwards. And this is where the tricky part is because they're kind of static, the foam. So it just goes wherever it wants sometimes. And we have the nose. And this eye, I backed it with black foam. And a black piece of paper is on top of the foam. And the eye, the other eye, or I can put it on this side because the other one was on that side. Like that. And then the eyebrows are also backed up with foam, and a white piece of paper is on top of the foam. And make sure there's room because the hat is going to come a little bit covering the head, the face part here. So make sure your eye and the eyebrow is a little bit, you know, lower to make space for the hat. This is what I mean when it's like it doesn't stay in place. There. And then the hat goes on top like this, and I align these two balls with this here. It's like one small move and everything's just like moving. So yeah. And for this here, I just remembered, when you're cutting it, make sure the hair is facing downwards like this. I had a fur ribbon, and it was this thin, and I was like, oh, maybe it'll fit the head piece, like this piece like this. And then when I cut it out, I found out the hair was going sideways. Like if you like a tip, so we'll glue the hat on. It'll give us a better idea of where the eyebrows could be. There. And then we'll glue the hair. I'm using a glue gun. I turn my glue gun on. Let's attach this this piece. Let's see how it looks. It looks okay. Okay. Still waiting for my glue gun. While we're waiting for the glue gun to heat up, we're gonna start with making the puppet part. So I have here 110-pound cardstock, 6 strips of these, and each strip is 1.2 centimeters by 13 centimeters, and then 12 pieces of these is 1.2 centimeters by 1.2 centimeters. We need 12 pieces of these. And I went ahead and I glued, so there's 6, right? So I went ahead and I glued 3 of them, 3 strips all on top of each other. And then the other 3, we're gonna do the same. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. The glue gun is ready, so we're gonna glue the hair. Put a dab all the way up to the top, and we'll stick this here like that. And then the other side, the same thing. There. And let's glue the pieces on the face. And the eyes. Then the nose. Then the mustache. The other side of the mustache. And for the top of the teeth, there. We're going to glue the bottom of the teeth now. And we're going to use the glue gun again. And so we're going to glue, make sure the straight part of the teeth is facing upwards. And we're going to dab some glue. Hopefully it's still, yep, it's still melty. And we're going to glue the teeth on top of the mustache. Or goatee, whatever you call it. The beard. I guess this one's a beard. It looks too triangle, so I'm just going to snip off the corners like this a little bit. Shape it a bit. And we're also going to put a piece of foam because it's kind of sinking at the bottom, so we're going to use a piece of foam. And it's double-sided foam, double-sided tape foam. And we're going to place it beneath the beard. Or you can place it on the neck. Like this in the middle. And then we have the teeth on top. And it should align to the top part. There. Teeth. And now we're going to do the puppet part. Here's the part where I glued 3 strips together. And then we're gonna glue the other half of the 6 strips, so the other 3 strips together. And we're going to glue 6 of these squares together. This is the 5th square. And finally, the last square. Oops. And we're going to glue all of this grouped up squares onto one piece of strip right at the top. And the other strip, you place it on top and it acts like a stopper. See how it's like stops here, and then we'll know where to place the next piece. And the next piece is, you can take a newspaper or a magazine page that is folded. So I removed the magazine, and I have the measurement here. Cut a 3.6 centimeter by 6.6 centimeter rectangle, and make sure the end is like, cut it from the bottom corner or either the top corner, with the end piece here that is like the middle part where it's not cut off. So let's cut it. And once we cut it, we're gonna fold it. So we'll have something like this. We're gonna fold it in half like this, open it back up, and fold where you fold it. There's a line in the middle. Take one end of the paper and place it right next to where the middle folded line is, and do the same thing on the other end. And once you have that, fold it in half like this. And now we have this thing that binds both of the strips together. And you know how we placed a strip here, so we know that we can place this holder right at the bottom of the square. So we're leaving one square space there, and we're going to use a tape to tape this. So we're going to get a piece of tape and tape it in place. I'm cutting this tape in half because it's a little bit too wide. And we're gonna stick this in place like this. There. And we're gonna turn this over. And we're gonna fold, leave some space on the side so it can move. The two strips can move freely, and also this side. Give it some space. It might take some time to adjust this thing if it doesn't slide. Test it out. Like, first let's tape this together with some tape again. Oh, here it is. So let's try it out. Tape it like this. Let's see if it moves. Yeah, it moves. Okay, so we're gonna also make a stopper at the back. So, you know, like when I pull this, it'll stop. It doesn't go all the way down. So how to do that is just place a square here, or you can measure how wide you want your mouth to be. So the head will be going on top of this top base, and the body will be down here. So you can just imagine how wide you want the mouth to go. I mean, like, yeah, you could go all the way down, but it's really very long. So I'm thinking I want it to be like this, right? So yeah, so then you would put your stopper there when you turn it around. So you're gonna glue some squares like you did in the beginning to stop it. So probably 4 squares, but I did 6 because just in case. So we have 12 squares. Yeah, it just depends on how thick your paper is, so that's why we have extra squares. Like if you wanted 2, you could just use 4 squares and try it out to see if it stops. Like I'm pretty sure like 4 squares is gonna stop. So let's try 4 squares. Okay, so I want it to stop here. and glue it down. Yeah, so like when you pull it, it stops. Now we're gonna glue everything on. We're almost done. We're gonna glue the head first. So place some glue on the base. Press on it. It looks like this from the back. And then the body, make sure your strip is all the way up at the top. Your body is going to be on top of this strip, and also you're going to measure it, like it's going to close this way. So we're going to put double-sided tape on top of this piece of magazine holder and remove the backing of this double-sided tape. And we're going to place the body where you want it to be, like this. There. Let's see. Ta-da! Ta-da! Here we have it, a nutcracker, and you can have a movable mouth. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Toodaloo!